There's a few people mentioned my scruffy bench. So what do you think of that then? It's quite nice actually. Only thing is, not my workshop. I'm down at Hydromex and we're playing. Basically, I've got a return on a CVRT and it's only a fuel return, no pressure. And this is a bit of an unusual fitting. It's a one-piece fitting that the pipe goes up and is crimped. So there's only one way, and that's to grind that really carefully till you just with that bit with a tang. And then you go over to their great big hydraulic press thing, one of these things that, yeah, I might do a move if you put my willy in there just as a kind of a dare thing, and then you go grabs it like that. So there you go, that's my little job at the moment. So I'm going to try and grind that off and just leave myself with the tang. A lot of faffing about, but you know, nothing else you can do. Well, that's one side. I reckon if I do all that and then pull it apart and I've got that nice little tang, we should do something quite clever. I'll do the other side now and then see if I can split the whole thing off with a chisel. Well, the other end is very successful. We'll have a bit of a go on this one. Yes, there's not much you can't do with a swaging machine. But the thread sizes are often military, not metric. And you get GAIC and all sorts of things. But sometimes you've got to use the original fittings. At least you know they're going to fit then, don't you? But it's all here, the Emporium. That's got a bit of squash to it, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, wouldn't want my willy in there.
No, you wouldn't.
Oh, that looks good. The discombobulation is almost complete. So what do you reckon?
We just have to put the rad
So lots of tools.
connection pipes.
Rad cut, yeah, rad out. Rad out, connection pipes, all the rest. Yeah. And then we're having some new pipes, aren't we?
We're doing the crossover pipes at the moment down here.
The crossover pipes.
Off from the intercoolers.
Okay, like trans pipes.
Yes.
Pre-trans.
Pre-trans gender pipes. Neutral pipes.
Ginger neutral.
We'll be diplomatic.
Okay.
We've nothing against gingers either way.
Okay, no, I like gingers.
And then the next job is we just take off the top of this to do the O-rings.
There's a few O-rings letting a little bit of oil out. They've gone dry on us.
Yeah.
Yes. We've all had them go dry on us, haven't we? Hey? And this is slowly coming along. It's all being rubbed down and jollied. This was a particularly nice one. It didn't need a bare metal. But now we're getting the condensation. It's not too bad today, but yesterday it was ringing wet in condensation. Not a lot more progress on the 434. The Shermans are coming in, I think, probably 2 or 3 days. And then I'm going to start doing the cosmetics on the Shermans. Well, after going to my favourite place, Hydromex, I've got some very, very fancy little these for the fuel line going along the bottom. How professional. And I also, because I don't like Jubilee clips, when you pinch up a fuel pipe with a Jubilee clip, it doesn't pinch it up very well. It goes oval. Proper little fuel clamps that will go on there. Woohoo! That'd be lovely. What I like about Hydromex is the third Thursday night of the week they have a swingers night. Yeah, all upstairs amongst. Yeah, Hydromex, third Thursday of the month. Yeah, rare old boys they are, I tell you. Ha ha! Right, this is going to be my fuel transfer button down there. How cool is that? Love it. That's me pump. Now, last night I drilled a couple of holes down here. My pump's going to go on the other side. Now, so as I don't have to have a helping hand, I actually put some stuff on there so it glued them on captive. How about that, eh? So I can put my pump on the other side. I can fiddle around out there without having to come backwards and forwards. Well, I'm back in my happy place under there. I've just got to make sure I don't nod off. It's a good noddy area under there. Well, the job now is I've got this has come out of one of the bolts has come out of the gearbox, and what I want to do is make this fancy one that pulls the pipe well away from the exhaust. And the best way of doing that is to do it in a vise, really. This is one off the CVRT, And I think the best way is to use a bit of that, because the ones I've bought are never going to be long enough. So I'm hoping, with a little bit of jiggery pokery, and I know how that's not the pipe, but I did have a bit in my pocket. I know roughly how big that pipe's got to be.
There's the bolt.
Oh, there we go. Now, will it go through the hole? Not quite, but we can drill that. But what I have got to do is I've got to twist it.
Ah.
It's got to have a twist. So I think it doesn't really matter what I put in there. Something long and levery. And this is where my golden bench is wonderful.
Look at that.
Like that.
I do.
And then go through there with the drill. Don't you just love Milwaukee?
Yes, you do.
They asked if they could sponsor us, but I said I think we'll just stick with us, you know. We've got enough, thanks. We've got 2 Milwaukee drills, we don't want any more. It's the chucks, very slippy. Slippy, slippy chucks.
Now, will the bolt go through there now?
I really hope so, I've already lost that. No.
Right, there's a bigger drill on the bench there somewhere. Yeah, underneath that bit of pipe.
Well, actually it will.
Okay. That's
Don't
probably
do
better.
nicely. Right, I'm going to wriggle back underneath. Well, the pump's nicely under there. And I'm happy with the way these clamps are going, and that's just a handbrake. And that keeps that well out of the way. Then it goes along here with the other bits of stuff. And then, but what I'm not happy about putting that bolt into the gearbox there to keep that in a nice secure position away from the exhaust. But I do want some rubber in there. I don't want it against the pipe. These other ones have got a very nice kind of piece of rubber like that, and I want something like that, because it's got to be right. I don't want it bursting into flames. Now, this is the electrical box out of a CVRT. Was this scimitar?
All CVRTs. Is that?
Well, yeah, but this was on a scimitar. It got
This
blown
was-
up.
yes.
Blown up completely. Absolutely
Good and
blown to
proper.
smithereens.
As you can see,
Everything was
I
buggered
didn't
and
just drop
cracked.
this one.
And
Not
we're
this
using
one.
bits, we're discombobulating it to make a good one out of these two. Or maybe fix both of them. Is that the idea?
Yeah, I think we could do. I need to order some Bakelite and make up some new plates and stuff, but it's doable.
Yeah, it's doable. It's doable. And the hose that came from Hydromex, that worked?
Yeah, I think so.
Great place. Great place. I'm going to the next Swingers party, 3rd Thursday of the month. 7 o'clock. Well, we're a little bit closer. So today I have run the pipe from this little fuel tank here, underneath to a fuel pump under there, coming out of there onto the fuel tank under here. I've got the wiring done. I've got the switch down on the floor down there, where I transfer fuel from that tank up to that tank. How cool. I painted inside there where it was a little bit dry in places. What else have I done? No, that's about it. But it's done nicely. So the trick now is to now rig up the sender unit to the fuel tank at the back. Well, I think we've got one down here, believe it or not. But I wouldn't mind that one there rigged up to that one there. Who knows? And I've gone around it with a bit of paint here and there. And my Range Rover is another day nearer. I've got 5 cars to pick up for running over. While scrap's down, lots of people are ringing me. Bit more rubbing down on that, but not a lot. But there you go. After Christmas, you're a bit slower than normal. For your information, if you've got a flat battery on your car and it goes down quite flat, one of these modern digital chargers won't charge it. You're done for. New battery. But what you can do is you put a good battery on the floor and you put your jump leads going to your battery that's had a bit of a kicking in there. And then you put your digital charger, like that piece of rubbish there, onto the battery on the floor. And it'll register 12.1 volts. And you know what? It will trickle it across. Without the charger, those two batteries would equalise and they'd both be half full. But with the charger topping this one up, you'll trick the trickle charger. And then you can charge a fully flat vehicle. Anyway, it's coming on. I've put my machine gun back in the back and me racks, and I know exactly where the wire has got to go for the kind of transfer pump that's now under the floor, and that'll all be nice and neat. So, time to do the rad. Bloody hell, we get the wheels back soon. Well, it's time to fit the new radiator. Now, you wouldn't believe that a 1942 radiator can just ring up Frenco's, and it's on my doorstep the next day. But at the end of the day, this one has got a few little leaks, and they've screwed the fans, the electric fans, the Kenlos, straight through the radiator, going for the kind of the little webbing bits. Now, I think vibration, and this has got a bit of vibration, that will cause leaks, and we've got 1 or 2 leaks. Not really sure where they are, and it's overheating. So I think the best thing is go straight in for a new rad. So that's my job now. Now these pipes here, these come off the Calagas system, because a lot of Second World War Jeeps had a Calagas system just in case you couldn't get petrol. And I'm going to take this off because I'm not into Calagas at the moment. But then I'm going to use this film as a kind of a reference if I ever have to put it back on, because it was working inside a film studio. That's the plan. Look at that. Clever, isn't it? Hey, you can look at
Brilliant
front,
engineering.
You can
Brilliant.
have a look at that, ladies. Have a look at that. So, yes, here we go. Twiddly diddly. So we've dug right in there and pulled the radiator out. God, dear oh dear, took about tight fitting, fiddly. They are exactly the same radiator. The old radiator had the Kenlo fans, and they were kind of drilled through with some sort of rubber grommet thing holding them on. I don't know as I'm happy with that. I don't know as I like the idea of that kind of going through a radiator. So I think I'm going to build some kind of bracket that goes across the front and supports the fans. It'd be hard to do that bracket without making it so as it blocks some of the air going through. Quite a lot of work in that. Fiddly. Anything R&D takes 3 times as long as you think it's going to. I was going to use these clips that go through, but in actual fact they're very thin. And we've checked this one, and any leaks were only along the top. There were nothing to do with these things that went through. I'm not totally comfortable with them, but if it worked before, then it probably worked.
It's better than self-tappers. I've seen big wood screws through them before.
Incredible, yeah.
Quite horrendous.
Yes. I think the little soft bit goes on like that. And when you've got that little soft bit on, you then put this little bit on, and that kind of clips on like that. Yeah, quite clever actually, the way it goes on.
Lovely. Is that a brand new rad?
Brand fire new.
Oh.
Only I'm swapping some of the old bits of bracket that held it on in the other one.
Wow.
I think we're, yeah. I went a bit mad really, didn't I, buying a new one? Normally I'd have been noshing it up with Araldite and things.
You've changed, man.
It's hard to get to. And because if it's hard to get to, do it right.